Hello everyone, it's Yuki here and welcome back to episode 11 of my Let's Play Survival series. As you probably saw in that early time lapse, I have gathered a lot of dirt. Probably not gonna be enough for what I need, and I think I'm gonna start building with stone as well. The plan is to build the mountain that I was talking about in the previous episode. Basically, this whole area here is gonna be a mountain, pretty much like that one over on that side. It's gonna be next to the mob farm and it's gonna cover all the sugarcane farms and potentially a lot of other farms that I will build around here. So I gathered a lot of dirt. I'm probably gonna use a lot of stone so I can turn that into moss afterwards, since I have a lot of bone meal from all the farms. So yeah, this is pretty much the plan for the episode. I'm going to try to get this mountain as high as that one over there. Probably gonna use more moss than the dirt. It's gonna be a lot of dirt to gather, so I don't want to destroy the whole world too much. So I can just use the stone generator that I have below, use that, convert everything to moss, and that's gonna make us a nice little mountain. And it's gonna have the whole stone texture as well. I also came up with an idea of what to do with the mob farm and the AFK platform. And I think I'm gonna transform this into some kind of floating islands. Gonna add the floating island around the mob farm and potentially make a couple more around. And I'm gonna try to add the nether portal all the way up top so I can actually go on top of the nether and make it much more easier to navigate. I'm gonna stop wasting time and I'm gonna try to outline this mountain with the stone that I have and see what kind of shape I can come up with. So enjoy a really early time lapse again. So this is the rough shape of the mountain. I never built something so big before, especially on a terraforming project. So bear with me until I actually get this done. The shape is probably way off, but at least it represents some kind of template of what I actually want to do. So I think these two are kind of off, but those two sides there, I think they represent the height and kind of the slope that I want the mountain to have. So I'm gonna go ahead with that, kind of play along with the shapes that I have currently at the moment. So as you can see, I definitely underestimated the size of the project. Like I said, I never actually built something that big before. This was almost 2 shulker boxes worth of stone, so I probably have to be AFK at that stone farm for a lot longer than I thought. But I think I'm going to do it, and we're definitely gonna finish this up this episode. So this is me about 4 or 5 hours later. I finally finished the whole thing. It took me a really long time to actually get the stone. All the stone that I used in this, I used the stone generator that I built down below. So it took a good while to actually get it. It's much slower than I thought. And I definitely need to work in getting a beacon fairly soon. Obviously the mountain is not fully complete. I do want to use maybe some dirt, and I'm definitely gonna use some moss on top of it. So I'm gonna have some stone exposed, especially like the really flat sides. But then some part of the tops and maybe even the bottom I'm gonna terraform a bit more. Going to get some grass along the way, some moss, make it a bit more nice and more round. There's a lot of sharp edges at the moment. I just wanted to fully build it, and then I'm just gonna work basically to get it a bit more figured out. But I'd say for the first mountain that I ever built, and this is definitely the biggest build that I ever made in Minecraft so far, or at least in Minecraft Survival, I feel like it turned out really good. Also, in case you're wondering, this is how the inside looks like. I tried to put as many torches as I could so I don't get like creepered from above or anything like that. And I think I checked every single spot. There's no dark spots, there's nothing. I checked everything with mini HUD. So it's a fairly decent space, like you can pretty much fly around here. Yeah, the next step, what I want to add a piston door here. So I'm gonna have probably a stone button outside here. Let's take this, make a button out of it. So I'm gonna have like a button somewhere here. You can barely see it, so it's a bit like camouflaged. And then on the inside, I'm just gonna have some pressure plates just so I can walk out freely. But I'm gonna add one of those piston doors, just a simple one with pistons on the side. You press the button or walk over the pressure plate, the pistons pull out and there's the door. Also, to see how efficient these little modules are, I got almost a full chest of sugarcane, so that should last me a really long time. And I actually have almost a full shulker full of rockets, so I used a lot of the sugarcane already. So the farm is 100% producing. I might expand it slightly if I feel like I'm flying a lot once the world progresses, but at the moment I think it's gonna do me well. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna use this whole space, so I can probably put some layers onto it, go all the way up high. I just need to figure out what kind of farms I want to add in here. So I finished making the piston door, added the pressure plates from this side. You just walk past, the door opens, and then on this side I added two buttons, one on each side. You press the button, you walk through, and here you are. Also from the outside, so I have the buttons like really close to the door. I added slabs here, and because of the torches behind, there's like a really nice glow for the door. Usually when you're on a multiplayer, you don't really want that, and you don't want people to know where your door is. But on my single player I can afford it, and I actually really enjoy how it looks like. In between episodes I'm gonna have to figure out a way to actually light up the whole mountain after I finish sculpting it a bit better. There's a lot of mobs spawning at the moment on top of the mountain, and it's a pretty high chance that I'm gonna get creepered just when I walk out the door. So I want to figure out a way to actually do this. I'm not sure yet what would be the best way, if I want to use like torches and maybe carpets or something like that, or potentially even use some type of lava. I think it would be way too much lava to light up the whole mountain. So I'm probably gonna have to do some kind of torch and carpet trick to make this work. If I'm gonna use the moss on top of it, it's gonna be fairly easy to have this done. So hopefully it's gonna turn out okay. After all that building, I decided to just take a break from placing all the blocks, and I came over back to the village. I got a few fishermen villagers here. I have a lot of string from the mob farm, so I decided to trade for a good bit of emeralds. And I managed to get a stack and a half almost of redstone. I'm gonna need a lot of redstone for filling up that whole mountain with farms, and I think the next farm, it's probably gonna be a melon and pumpkin farm. I'm gonna need a lot, and it's easy emeralds to trade with the villagers, to be honest. This farm, it's fairly slow. So having a proper melon and pumpkin farm would be a really beneficial thing. And it's gonna give me a lot more emeralds. I'm definitely going to have to expand this village. Seems like there's not enough space in here for all the villagers, and it's really hard to actually find where the villagers are. So going forward, I have a really good idea on how to make this village much bigger and make it much more organized. Because I definitely want the villagers to just free roam around. I don't want them to be stuck in, you know, one of those trading halls and all that. It's definitely gonna be easier in a trading hall, but I kind of want the world to be moving a bit more rather than just be static. And also, while I was AFKing at the mob farm, I was loading this area, and I actually forgot about my iron farm. So I got almost a full shulker of iron blocks. I think I lost a lot of iron, to be honest, because the chest was overflowing and the hoppers were overflowing, so I think iron was just despawning. but it's okay. I'll just have to expand that storage a bit more just to try to figure it out. And I'm definitely gonna try to build some kind of, I don't know, middle storage system to try to route everything into the middle one. Not sure how I'm gonna do that. It would be ideal to have it on that island, to be honest. Seems to be in the middle of everything. And then I could just like build things around this place. I just have to figure it out. It's a pretty long distance to have everything routed there. But I think it could be doable, and it would be a really nice project to have to be done along the way. So yeah, I think this would be it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed my mountain build here. Like I said, it's not fully complete. I have to finish up a few edges and, you know, build the sides a bit more, but I'm definitely going to try to do it in between episodes. So it's going to look out much better from the outside. So if you guys enjoyed the episode, don't forget to leave a like, leave a comment down below. If you're not subscribed already, leave a subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye!